Hi everyone, it's QuickyBaby and welcome back to World of Tanks, and today you're going to get to see me do more damage than I've ever done in my 120,000 battles. My previous best damage total was 10,931, which was from 2023 in the Kampfpanzer. I came very close to outdoing that a few months ago with the brand new VKK, the Clan Wars reward tank, which I purchased, where we got like 10,800. But today is an all-time record. Exactly how much it's going to be, you're going to have to wait and see. Bizarrely enough, it was actually on my Plays for Free account. So it's not even on my main account, this record. And the fact that I did that... Ooh, lucky, unlucky at the start of the game there. Hit on the move, but didn't manage to pen. Is this going to be kind of like a lucky, unlucky kind of game? You're just going to have to wait and see. But yeah, bizarrely enough, this is on my free-to-play account without a premium consumable. So I can only imagine maybe we would have got a little bit more if we had that 5% extra advantage. Of course, unless we get set on fire and have to use the fire extinguisher. Maybe that would be an interesting one, that the Plays for Free account with the fire extinguisher actually managed to surpass the main account there. Weird, right? And also the BZ-75, not really a tank that I thought would give me the highest damage total, but I would have never have thought the Kampfpanzer at tier 10, the heavy tank, would have been the one that gave me my previous damage total as well. I always thought it'd be something like an Object 279E and a VK, both tanks of which I've done more than 10,000 damage. In Buitzgavitzer, done 10,000 in that, 60 TP done 10,000 in that. There's a few other vehicles which I've managed to hit 5k in over the years. But the BZ-75 on the free-to-play account, it definitely was a surprise to me. So just why has this tank printed this amount? Well, it's kind of like a be-all, end-all tank. It's just good at everything, but fantastic at nothing, you know? 650 alpha is decent. 150 2mm on this tank means that you can get good overmatches. That large caliber is capable of doing module damage as well. The vehicle's got 8 degrees of gun depression, a huge amount of hit points. The kind of armor that just sometimes works, sometimes doesn't work. Recently, I've been playing the BZ-72-1 to try and 3-mark it, and I've been having so little fun playing that tank, let me tell you. The BZ-75 is so much more fun than the BZ-72-1 in so many ways, which is unusual for wargaming, right? That a tech tree tank would be way better than a reward vehicle, or just an auction vehicle, the black market vehicle that it was. Oh dear, I'm about to play the Gonkovitsa tanks. Luckily not, and luckily that Gonkovitsa is actually undergunned. That was only a 700 damage block, meaning that they don't have the 800 alpha damage gun, and they're still using the gun from the tier 8. So I think to myself, what shall I go for here? Just go for the 50 TP, try and get whatever's out in front of me. And the 50 TP is way more dangerous than the 114. The 114, all it really has is a huge amount of hit points, although funnily enough, when the 50 TP uses the durability device and the 114 doesn't, he's actually nearly got the same amount of hit points. So by over-angling there, we bait with our lower plate. The 50 TP ricochets off their regular round, and I'm hoping that I'm going to come forwards and go after them as well. We're going to fire an AP shell right into the top of the weak point of the 114 there as well, putting our damage total up to 2,600. It's quite bizarre as well that this is an all-time damage record for me across any account, and it's on an assault map, so it's not like it's going to be a 15-minute game. We're going to get stuck in, we're going to be aggressive, and put a nice clean shot there into the 114's lower plate. This tank seems to synergize very well on maps where you have to be aggressive. So of course, I'm going to do well on a map like Assault, especially a map like Redshire Assault, which I think is fantastic, by the way. And it forces one team to attack, and you do have to be aggressive along the flank when you're attacking on Redshire Assault. And it's just funny to me to think just how Assault has given me my 2 highest damage games of all time. In the Kampfpanzer on Siegfried Line, which you don't really get to play anymore, unfortunately, because Wargaming have the bug at the moment where you don't get assault maps because of their random events clogging it up. And now on Redshire Assault, which, yeah, has to be one of my favorite maps. I can't think of a tank type that I wouldn't want to play on Redshire Assault. Beautiful map type. And if any of you don't play Assault, I would thoroughly recommend giving it a go, because once you start to learn the set pieces and you start to learn the different attacks, it can be one of the most rewarding game modes, if not the most rewarding game mode for me personally. All right, so G saw the tank. I did say there was going to be no AFKs here, but at least no AFKs at the end. Is this G saw like AFK? Are they going to appear? I'm going to locate their position using a right click on the minimap, and I'm going to blind fire where they were. And okay, I said there were no AFKs, but like, I forgot about that one, okay? I take it back. I lied. I fibbed at the start of the battle. I mean, there's so much damage in this game that can we even really think about one little G-Saw the tank? No, we can't. Hopefully we can think about hitting through the side of the 60 TP, though. All right, so we're spotting out the T62A for the Foch on my team. The T62A puts a good shot into me. I try and fire at a pixel. You know, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right? But unfortunately, that one was a pixel too far. And my team just seems to be melting right now. We're down by like, whoa, what is that, 8,000 hit points and 3 kills? I'm just hoping that a lot of the vehicles who have been outside my render distance are not very healthy. So I'm going to get forwards, spot the T62A, get hit by a 60 TP, now down to 600 hit points, and I'm going to wedge myself into this position. This position protects me from the side, but you've got to be careful trying to get into here. And also, it's hard for me to show you from the front right now, but there's a little wall. Oh, that's ugly. There's a wall. As long as I don't break it down, that's going to protect me from heat rounds on my lower plate. Oh, yeah. What? Where did that one go? We'll have to see if that's some blind damage in the post-game stats. I thought that one surely went into the side of the Leopard, but maybe I hit a Conway or something. There couldn't be a Conway between me and the Leopard, could there? Maybe. Who knows? Again, we'll have to take a look at the post-game stats to see if we hit any blind shots. So that adds even more excitement as to what the damage total is going to be here. All right, then. So 60 TP in the side, 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game. I decide to use my penultimate booster to try and cross the terrain here. And that's what's beautiful about a tank like this. Not only do you have the hit points, the thick boy armor, the alpha damage, you also have the capacity to cross in front of dangerous locations very quickly. And that allows me to get through that danger zone and hopefully get forwards and try and get the Foch going. I ask the Foch for some help, and there's the 60 TP on full hit points. Not any longer, boys and girls. RNG blesses the baby. And 2,400 damage into the side of the 60 TP. The Conway fails to penetrate an HE shell, and maybe that's the Conway that we hit earlier. Possibly, because he was next to the Leopard prototype. So we've got to hope that maybe that low health Conway was 650 damage for me. Now up to 8,000 damage total. The Charmura also where the Leopard was, although that Charmura is on full hit points, meaning that we probably didn't hit them unless we hit their tracks. That would be a tricky overmatch. But ooh, 711 damage over the ridgeline. And this was where my heart started to go. I'm not going to lie. Where I started to think, oh my word, can I manage to get through this game? Calling out that I'm going to help this man score. All we need is one shot into the Leopard, and then I should be able to finish them off unless I low roll. And there we go. Over 9,000 damage here as we shoot Tom Bazooka out of this game. But unfortunately, the Foch takes one shot. The Foch now down to a one shot. We have 1,100 hit points between us. I got 5 kills, 9,000 damage. I'm hoping that I can get a little bit more. I want to get forwards. I want to try and find out. And with 2 minutes left, I felt like I had to chance it. We actually bounced the T62A, and I instantly react using that final rocket boost to hopefully be able to get across without getting hit. And I do, so I can still take one hit from the T62A. Now I've got to wait for the rocket to run out, so I'm going to be able to reverse around this corner because the rockets mean that you can only reverse at very, very slow speeds. I'm hoping that I can get this guy to miss, but also I'm worried that I'm going to have a lot of people come after me. Unfortunately, they managed to connect the shot clean. I take 301 damage, now reducing my hit points to 294, and it's me and the Foch against the world. I resigned to not being able to cap this game. There's no chance for me to be able to cross in front of the T62A. I've tried my darn hardest to be able to get through this one, and the T62A comes forward and actually low rolls. Thank goodness I'm using that bond durability device, as that gives me the extra 30 hit points that I need to be able to go over 10,000 damage and to still be in this battle. All right, my previous record was 10,900. Have we managed to hit a blind shot? Well, we hit that TVP T51 there. The T62A doesn't manage to hit us. The TVP bounces off us, and now it's me versus a T62A with a Charmura, but I still need to do over 400 damage more to be able to break the damage record. The Charmura comes around the corner. I'm reloading into the back of the tank. 11,200 damage, and it's a bitter-sweet record, as unfortunately the enemies do manage to shut us down. And it's just wild. 11,000 damage and 6 kills. Not enough to win this game of World of Tanks. But I'm sure what you're waiting for here is, did we hit a blind shot? And unfortunately, we didn't. 19 shots, 16 hits, and 15 pens means that I'm not entirely sure where that shell against the leopard went, but if you can figure it out, do let me know, detectives, in the comments down below. But that's still enough to surpass my previous best in the Kampfpanzer and the first time that I've done over 11,000 damage in World of Tanks. And boy, is it depressing when you do 4 times as much damage as anyone else on your team and still lose. But oh well, that's World of Tanks for you. And one of the most satisfying things is this is the most damage that I've ever done. I did it without any premium consumables, and I fired mostly regular rounds, so I actually made a 51,000 credits profit. That is everything that the free-to-play experience is about. And the fact that it rewarded me so much, I would say makes all of the pain of playing for free worth it. But I think that would be a stretch. Anyway, ladies and gents, boys and girls, it's an absolute pleasure to still be setting new records for myself. Irrelevant free-to-play, irrelevant pay-to-win, 15 years after I first played this game. And that gives me confidence that hopefully my best games are still ahead of me. Massive thank you to all of you who have been with me all the way through this World of Tanks journey. And here's to hoping that we get a few more full health ammo racks in the years to come. Anyway, ladies and gents, boys and girls, that was the most damage I've ever done in World of Tanks. Let me know in the comments down below what is the most damage that you've ever done and which tank was it in. And if you're watching this video as it goes live on Friday, I'm going live all day on twitch.tv/QuickyBaby with brand new drops tokens. So come along and get yourself closer towards getting a T78 for free, or alternatively getting yourself the Panzer T25 for free. And as always, thank you so much for watching. You've been epic, and hopefully I'll see you soon.